following is a Learfield presentation of the Washington State Sports Network.
He buries it. The Cougs have taken the lead. This place is going to pop off.
This is the Cougar Basketball Hour.
I think there's just an expectation level in the program.
Feel good about our talent. Really like our guys.
That's left slices right. Hammer time. Right down the center of the pipe.
Having pride in being a Cougar.
Right side Mullins wants the three. Connects. Jay Mullins. Ball ahead to Jones. Catches. Rises. Hammer time. Right-handed flush and a flex.
This is the Cougar Basketball Hour on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield. Tonight's show is brought to you by U.S. Bank. Life keeps moving. We're here for every step. U.S. Bank. Member FDIC. Tonight's show is also brought to you by Zappos, where the Palouse comes to play and eat. Here's the voice of the Cougs, Matt Chazanow.
We are live here at Zappos. Great to be with you. It's great to be back here with Coach, as the team last week had to escape some inclement weather. So we're actually a week behind. We've got a whole bunch to catch up on here. It was the rare early bird flight to Los Angeles. Feels like forever ago now.
Yeah, no, I got to compliment my man, Alex Yano, Director of Basketball Operations here, that when we heard the snow was coming, I was like, you know what, we may not get out tomorrow. And Southwest had canceled like 700 flights, so we just made the preemptive move and snuck out of here. Got a little 65-degree weather in the Bay.
Right, I said Los Angeles, I meant the Bay.
Yeah, we're in the Bay. That's okay. So
an
extra day down Palo Alto wasn't that bad.
No, that's okay.
And we played well.
I was about to say, after the result against Stanford, it seems like it's well worth it.
That's why I've talked to Pat. That's what we're going to do from now on. We're just going to, wherever road trip, we'll just go for a week.
Just half and half.
Yeah.
Full half and half.
Yeah, for sure.
We need to go 4 games back. We need to go.
Okay.
We got to talk Galen. We got to talk 72-64 at USC. We've got to talk 73-70 over Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
And then we need to talk Stanford. We got to talk 3 straight wins and then a tough one in OT in Berkeley. But let's go 4 back.
Okay.
You won in a place that is really hard to win. You won in the Galen Center. First time I had ever seen a victory there. It's a hard place to get a W.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, they're a very talented team, and obviously they got a little bit of a circus quality right now with the celebrities in and around their program. And I thought our guys handled themselves really well. We had that was our first road win, right? Yeah, and
true road win, I think.
True, yeah, absolutely. And the Utah and Colorado, like I said, we were trying to pull some positives out of that trip, the mountain trip, and like I said, compared to some other people who've gone through there, we did okay.
Yeah,
I've seen some of those other scores. And so, we're a little bumpy to start down there, and then we just kind of put ourselves together. And our guys were a little wide-eyed seeing LeBron sitting courtside watching his son. That was pretty cool.
Directly across from Elo. It was it. So I didn't know this, but Steve Frankowski, the director of player personnel on the team, he's a coach for the Cavs for a season or 2, and coached with LeBron was there.
Yeah.
So they know each other. Had a big embrace after layup lines. When LeBron won the championship for Cleveland, I think on a second presser or the presser, he named Craig.
Oh, that's awesome.
He said, this is for Craig, this is for Mark, this is for Larry,
that's
for – because he grew up an Elo fan. He grew up a Cavs fan. He grew up with Mark Price and Craig Elo. So
that's cool.
Someone made a joke of, which Cav knows who better? Because LeBron as a kid knew
Yeah, no, that's true. I'm not even for Craig, I told you, for me, when I was growing up in Houston, he was a Rocket, and he was didn't play much in Houston. He was a rookie. I knew he's, from Texas Tech and that, and he'd just play one-on-one. He's the first guy, no surprise, he's the first guy before the games. I'd go there warm-ups, and he'd be playing one-on-one with everyone. And I remember that, and I told Greg that, and then he went on to have a really successful career.
Oh, forever.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, no, really, really cool. So you're at USC, LeBron's there. It really, it's never easy at USC, but you won by 8. Like it wasn't,
we had to get some stops on the stretch. We kind of made some free throws. That was big. We made free throws. They missed some, and that thing, it went from 2 to 8 there at the end, and then that was nice. It was a close game, but we kind of closed it out well.
It's probably the best crowd I'd seen in the game.
Oh man, it was great.
Yeah.
No, they're doing a good job there. I don't know if it's the Bronny effect or whatever.
Probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it probably is.
I was like, wow, there's a lot of people there tonight.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool.
For anybody who hasn't been there, it's a beautiful building.
Yeah.
It's 2 levels, so it's not a bowl like Beasley. It's really like a theater arena style. The right basket, student section, and then just a wall, and then everywhere else it's double level. Generally, the upper level's just totally bare. there were some folks up there, so that was fun. Good for them.
No, it was a good atmosphere, great win.
Maybe even better win.
Possibly, yeah.
73-70 over 8th-ranked Arizona in a classic, in a really memorable ball game. We have yet to talk with a little more time than post-game, really, about that one. Let's expand on it a bit. That was a stick your flag in the ground. This is a signature win for this year, for this team, for the program. That was a big time win, another top 10 win here for you.
Yeah, no, thought our guys felt pretty good going into it after playing SC, and you never quite know, and we just came out with determination, and we were really good. You got to take them out of transition. You can't give up transition baskets to them. They're one of the most high-powered offenses in the country, year in, year out. They've got great size. They got great speed, and we got some confidence in there, and they had trouble guarding a couple of our guys. And then Miles did an unbelievable job, kind of closed them out with some big baskets, but really controlled the game down the stretch. And that was great to see a young point guard be able to do that.
How much is Miles learning on the fly how to be the guy, how to be an alpha?
He kind of has the right mentality, right attitude. It's just a matter of the experience and doing. It's just a lot of things that go involved. You have to play both sides of the ball. I mean, he's playing probably more minutes than we should be, but it's hard to take him out. So you got to defend, and usually your point guard's guarding the ball there, and that's the hardest job in the defense, and starting there. And then you got to be able to understand time and score and tempo and everything else, and he's talented enough where he's averaging 14, 15 points a game, and that's another burden to have to count on him to make baskets. But we don't even necessarily need him. He's just learned how to get other guys involved, and that's kind of the job, being a table setter and then scoring when needed. So there's a lot. Like I said, there's a lot of things that go into that, and then at the end of the game, you got to make great decisions. So he's doing great. His improvement over the last month is amazing, and I just think every time he has good things happening, he kind of thrives, and he'll keep getting better, and there'll be some steps backwards and stuff like that, but he's persistent. He wants to be good.
He's really calm against Arizona. Came off a screen and hit a key shot. It just seemed like he was very emotionally under control.
Yeah, no, and I think that's part of his growth is controlling his emotions, because everyone's looking to him. You're a lead guard, and that's what it means. You've got leadership qualities there, and it's like a quarterback in football. They're all looking at you, and that was great to see. And that's what I said, like, he's an emotional guy by nature, and to play that position, you kind of have to, kind of be a flatliner a little bit. You got to anticipate what's going to happen next. Whether it's offense, defense, like I said, late game situations, and he did that against them, and that was huge.
Then he had one of the greatest games in Cougar history in Maples.
He did.
Truly.
Oh, no, he parlayed that into a good one.
It was one of the best games, something that only Markel Fultz and Trey Young had done over the last 20 years. 30 points and 8 assists as a freshman. He had 35 and 8.
Yeah.
It was one of the more special freshman performances
ever.
Frankly, really, right?
Crazy.
Yeah.
And the guy on the other team was trying to match him.
Well, and there was a stat that said it was one of 5 games of the last, basically, modern era.
Yeah.
With 2 freshmen 30-pointers in the same game.
That's amazing.
It's very rare. And I think it was one of the only high majors as well. High major matchups.
No, it was amazing. And, I don't know if people know this. There's 4 point guards from Atlanta in the Pac-12.
Kenan Carlisle.
Yep.
Miles Rice.
Yep.
Collier is from the Atlanta area. And who am I missing? Did we just play one?
No, you won't guess this one because you're just not with it. It's my trivia.
Wheeler?
No. Well, he might be.
Sure?
You know
you
what?
Sure?
He might. There'll be 5.
Wait a minute now.
There'll be 5.
Wait a minute now. Little reverse trivia.
5. That'd be 5.
I was going to say.
It might be 5. That's crazy.
Well, it's not Oregon. It's not Colorado.
No.
It's Pope. Is Pope from?
No. NorCal.
Yeah.
It's
Utah. No.
Yes.
Worcester. Worcester's from.
Worcester's been hurt.
Of course, Davon's from. Right, that's right. That's right. Georgia Tech transfer.
So
that's right, Davon Smith.
God, we got to look where Wheeler. Someone tell me where Wheeler's from.
I need to Google.
It could be 5 of the Pac-12 from Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the weirdest thing.
Started his career at Georgia and went to Kentucky.
All very good.
Yeah, really good. Yeah,
very good.
Atlanta basketball. I mean, there's the Peach Jam and there's a lot of recruiting down there. But it's good. I don't know if it's half the pack's point guards good.
It's really good athletes. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
much. As you can tell by the football program.
Right. Yeah.
No,
Georgia's okay.
Yeah, they're all right.
They're okay.
The SEC does all right in football.
They're okay.
They're pretty athletic.
It's pretty sporty.
Basketball as well.
Yeah. It's been good. Hey, at U.S. Bank, we know when you invest in a community, the community invests in you. We're committed to providing high-quality, innovative products and services that meet the needs and demands of our customers. U.S. Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Miles Rice hit a shot to send it to overtime.
Yes.
In Berkeley. A ball game where you're down 9. You put the clamps on. You get up 7 with under 2 minutes to play. I know you're really disappointed about it. Rice hit the key shot to get it to OT. And then Tyson was just a monster. You know
that. You know what? That would have been a great one to pull out. And you got to get a couple of those a year where we didn't have our best stuff. We weren't even competing well enough as far as they out-rebounded us. We'd like to look at the bottom of the board, which is points in the paint, transition point, all the things that really effort, and they really kind of dominated us in that area, and that usually an indicator who's playing the hardest. And kudos, they played a really good game. They were 10 assists, 1 turnover in the second half. I'm like, they don't turn it over. They were rebounding, and we kind of got to them. I knew they were playing well first half, and we kind of got there, and then up 7, and that's, I said, it'll be learning moment for a team. We gave up a offensive rebound. They couldn't score, and they gave up an offensive rebound putback and one that I'm still looking at was a little iffy. But and then we didn't have a great possession. Then we lost Tyson. He cut it to 1, and then we kind of got a little tight, to say the least. And then Miles almost bailed us out, getting that thing to overtime, and we just couldn't get stops. We were just a little fatigued, and just something we watched the last 2 minutes as a team, and we'll be in those. I said, hey, we've played 8 games. 6 of the 8 games have been tight games, and we're like 3-3 in those, and we're gonna have to flip those. We're gonna probably have to get more than your fair share to finish high in the league, and it's pretty tight top to bottom as I'm looking at the records right there. So, hopefully, it's one of those things we snuck out of that. You might pay the price the next game. You got to play hard. You got to play. Not saying we didn't, but they played well. They dominated 2 areas that we care about a lot, rebounding, and they won the turnover battle. So if you can't split that or win both of them, you win both of them, you got a great chance to win, and they kind of beat us in both those, and that made it really tough. But to that defensive stretch we had was as good as any period. I think we have 2 field goals until the last 4 minutes. It was great. It was really great. All right, we'll take a break. Come back. We're live here at Zeppo's talking ball with Coach Smith. It's the Utah Utes coming up tomorrow. Wednesday game, rare Wednesday game in Beasley Coliseum coming up.
Spokane International Airport is a proud sponsor of Washington State University Athletics. The airport connects Cougar fans and alums with over 50 daily departures to 18 nonstop destinations provided by 6 major airlines, as well as one-stop connections to most major metropolitan centers throughout the U.S. Real-time arrival and flight departure information is available at SpokaneAirports.net. Spokane International Airport, when it's time to fly.
The tradition, the rivalries. SiriusXM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On Pac-12 Radio, there is complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of SiriusXM free. Subscribe now. See offer details at SiriusXM.com/Pac-12 Sports.
You're listening to Cougar Basketball on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
Fubo is the official streaming platform of Washington State Athletics. With Fubo, you can watch every Pac-12 game, plus more college and pro sports, shows, movies, and news on over 350 live TV channels. Stream it live on your TV, phone, and other devices. No cable required. The best part? You can try Fubo free. There's no contract or commitment. To start watching, just go to FuboTV.com. That's FuboTV.com.
SeatGeek's the ticketing app for fans like the sideline shot caller.
Come on, boys, pick up the pace!
SeatGeek got him a great deal on seats right near the action, so when he yells,
"What are you doing?"
he can be absolutely sure the players heard him. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
This is the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show.
Drives in and hammers a baseline rocket.
Live from Zeppo's with Cougar head coach Kyle Smith, here's the voice of the Cougs, Matt Chazanow.
Cougs take on the Utes and the Buffs this week. It's a Wednesday-Saturday split. Great to be here. We're talking ball with Coach Smith as we get set for the Utes tomorrow night. 7 o'clock tip, 2 o'clock tip on Saturday for an elongated turnaround for you here at home, which is nice to take on the Buffs at 2. Earn your bragging rights at Northern Quest with more slot machines, table games, restaurants, lounges, and luxury hotel rooms than anyone else in the region. Northern Quest, yes, the best. More at northernquest.com. I want to go back and I want to harp a little bit more on Miles.
Okay.
It's at Stanford.
Sure.
Because you just don't see it often.
No.
I mean, it's just not a – there's certain things in college hoops you don't see a lot of. What Joel Embiid did last night for the Sixers, not really a college thing. He scored 70 for context.
That's impressive.
That's amazing. And most in Sixers history, I believe. Right?
Yeah.
Not common in the NBA. But you get 50-point games in the NBA. You get – I remember – but Eddie House scored 61 in a game for Arizona State. It just doesn't happen.
No.
That's not a college thing.
That's crazy.
It's unbelievable. 35 points and 8 assists for a freshman on the road at a pretty talented Stanford team.
No, Stanford's high-octane offense. As you saw, I wasn't surprised they put 90 on Washington 2 nights later. They just are really hard to stop. They throw 5 guys out there that can really score. And like I said, they're Kanan Carlisle's really talented freshman point guard, and Miles just played tremendously.
Stanford's 10 and 8, but they didn't have Carlisle for the first 5-6 games. I forget the exact number. And they're 5-3 in the league. And I've got to wonder what their record would be if they had Carlisle for another month and a half.
Well, they're going to be a problem. They're just, like I said, Tyson wasn't eligible at the beginning. He got
for Cal. Yeah, yes. Cal. Well, look,
they had adding Carlisle to what they have and Tyson to what they have has made them both pretty darn good.
Bardoz Amick led the nation in rebounding 2 years ago.
Yep.
Back-to-back WAC Defensive Player of the Year, but WAC Player of the Year, I think, for Utah Valley. They won 28 games. He's a load. I mean, he can really score it. Did the rare 15 rebounds per game to lead the nation. It's very rare for Utah Valley.
Just rubbing salt in the wound. I recruited him at San Francisco, and where no one else offered him a scholarship, and he turned us down. And then later he'd come back. We already signed someone else. He came back, wanted in. So anyway, but
was he always that good?
No,
he's worked at it. Yeah,
he's really changed his body. He was kind of one of those. He was probably 270, 265 in high school.
He's dropped a lot of weight.
Yep, leaned out, but he had really long arms and really good hands, and he's a phenomenal passer.
Started at Mercer.
You want to go the whole story?
Not where I expected to go in this show, but let's do it.
It drives me crazy. Sure. Obsessive. So we're recruiting in San Francisco. My first year there. That's 8 years ago. That's 8 years ago.
How old is he?
He's 25.
Okay.
So he's from Vancouver, Canada. He's Afghani descent. There's a big Afghani population in the Bay Area.
Okay.
So I saw this guy, and I said, he's pretty good. And then he has relatives there, so I'm like, we're going to get this guy. He didn't have anyone else recruiting him, so I thought we had a good chance.
Sure.
Anyway, he kind of blows us off in the early signing period. I'm like, whatever. But he wasn't picking up a lot of suitors, but we had this other guy who was a player of the year in the local junior college league. Local guy wanted to come. We took him, and then he came back and said, I want to come. I said, we don't have any room. He visits Portland. They turn him down. We end up helping him go to Bridgeton Academy in Maine, where Wayne Hunter went.
Oh, okay.
So it's
a big prep school.
Yeah, so we helped him go to Bridgeton, and the Bridgeton coach, who's a good friend, he's like, hey, I think he's pretty good. I was like, we don't have any room. Same thing. Again, a year later, then he goes to Mercer.
Which is a good program, by the way. Mercer beat Duke in the tournament.
The Mercer.
Yeah.
And you see his numbers. He's pretty good. Somewhere, I think, now I'm getting confused, but then I got this job somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And he got in the portal, left Mercer. And this time, we're like, he has to sit out. Back then, we had to sit out.
Right. Way back in the day.
Yeah.
Remember way back in the
4
day?
Years, yeah.
I'm old enough to remember.
I was like, they're going to change this rule, but I was like, if we sit, we can't afford to take a guy that can't, and I don't even think we could have got him. Madsen gets him Utah Valley, does well. Then he goes to Texas Tech.
Yeah.
And now he's at Cal.
Meets Tyson. Right?
Yeah,
Texas Tech.
They're all so it's
wow.
like, and they hired the assistant, great hire, hired the Texas Tech assistant.
Right.
So
right.
So that one haunts me. I'm sure our staff's tired of that. I was like, we could have had him at Washington State, could have had him in San Francisco, and now I got to play against him. And it's like, and that's the worst. Is like, I was right. He was good.
He's good. Yeah.
You're not always right. He was good.
Validated. Well, you see him again February 15th. Get another crack at him February 15th.
We're ready.
Oh, I love it. Hey, let's do this. We've got questions loaded up.
Okay.
We've got questions. We've got trivia. The trivia.
Really professional look on these questions.
Listen, these are written on napkins. I don't scoff at it. It's radio, and so, words are words, right?
You're right.
And folks won't know. So I don't put my nose up to it. I love it. Hey, Washington State University would like to thank Crimson and Gray for their continued support of Cougar Athletics. Head to bookstore.com to get the latest in Cougar apparel. That's bkstr.com. Also with a special hat tip to our TV partner as well, SWA. So it's radio and TV. It's both. We're video. It's also streaming. It's the whole deal. Love everywhere. Love all across the media.
Yes.
We'll take a break. Come back. Cougs take it on the Utes. We'll talk about it. Utes and Buffs coming up this week.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill.
2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Hey, Coug fans! Can't decide what to do with your late-night weekends? Why not Cosmic Bowling? Every Friday and Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is Cosmic Bowling at Zeppo's. At a price designed with everyone in mind, we are your destination for music, disco lights, and, of course, bowling. Can't join us on the weekends? Zeppo's is the place to be for all ages every day of the week. With bowling, food, and drink specials, we offer prices that won't break the budget. You can even reserve your lane in advance with online reservations at Zeppos.com. When looking for fun in Pullman, look no further than Zeppo's.
This is the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
Do you ever pay attention to overhead power lines? If you're like most people, you don't, but you should, especially when you're working up on a roof or carrying a ladder outdoors. Kids who climb trees and fly kites and adults with drones need to watch out for power lines too. And on the off chance that you find a downed power line, stay at least 10 feet away and quickly call 911 and Avista. Always pay attention to power lines. It's your best line of defense. Avista, we just want you to be safe.
The Clearwater River Casino and Lodge proudly supports Washington State University Athletics, the premier venue for events and entertainment, located 4 miles east of Lewiston, Idaho. Come hit the jackpot with us, with over 600 gaming machines, saltwater pool, restaurant, and giant screens in the Stadium Sports Bar. Owned and operated by the Nez Perce Tribe, our hospitality is legendary. Stay, play, and get away with the Clearwater River Casino. Go Cougs!
This is the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
Floats up to three, got it. Drives in, dunks it down, an exclamation point.
With Coach Smith, here's Matt Chazanow.
Back here live, we're talking ball with Coach Smith at Zeppo's. We've got the Utes, 7 o'clock tip tomorrow night, 6:30 airtime. And then a 2 o'clock tip Saturday. So again, Wednesday, Saturday, Utes Buffs. The Mountain Schools return as Washington State is 13-6, 4-4 here in the league. We've got ourselves some write-in questions here. Where does the Arizona win rank in your all-time Cougar victories?
Probably number 1 or 2.
Yeah.
When we beat them down there, that was probably pretty special, too. It's just, they're really good. And being able to beat them is always
Zona here, Zona there. Maybe the win in front of Stephen Clay, Splash Brothers.
And the Oregon. Win. Yeah, the 3 top 10 wins. Those are tough to beat. And and then back to Columbia, we beat Villanova. That was a pretty good one, too.
That's great. How important is it for players to have consistent or reliable minutes?
Oh, I think it's awesome. I mean, everyone plays a little better if you know exactly how many minutes you're getting. It's one of the hardest things, especially young guys. They're used to scoring, 25 a game in high school and not have to look over their shoulder. And we play usually 7 or 8 guys consistent minutes. And, it's a little bit of our chat this week when, Kamani and Jay played more last year than they play. And I said, it's really hard. But we need, if we're going to be the best we can be, you guys kind of have to find a way to help and maybe shorten minutes, or it could be longer. It depends. But some guys really struggle in that short role, and I think Jay's been battling it, and just got to keep plugging away. His attitude's been awesome, and just got to, when your moment comes, you got to make the most of it. But that's one of the hardest things to do in coaching. Like you want to play the guys, give them a long leash so they can get comfortable. It just can't always be that way for everyone.
A lot of ball left too this year.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it feels like there's still. I'm sensing, my crystal ball says at some point Jay Mullins is going to hit a couple big threes in a ball game.
No, he will.
Feels that way
for sure.
What's the stat you use the most to track defensive performance?
That's a good question. We have a couple. I use the human computer, Jim Shaw. He does points allowed for practice and game every way. So
he does points allowed for an individual.
Yeah, everyone on the floor, baby. You're gonna hear about it. It's every time we get scored on, there's
it's attributed to a player.
It could be 3 players in the set.
Okay,
it's how they break down and depend on the degree of the error. But and there's a way to take points off the board, like a block shot or steal. So
now you hooked up with him here. So has he kind of wrapped his arms around data, and more so since
he's so funny? He acts like he doesn't believe in data. He's the most analytic guy I know. He calls it hillbilly analytics. But he does. Yeah. But he is. He's more manual. It's like he's old school. He's really. And I say, what? I'm not changing this guy. If he wants to do points allowed, that's great. But meanwhile, like me and when Andrew Zek, we just look at the spit out here's the 5-man lineup.
Plug in the formula.
There's a 5-man lineup. Here's what we do when these guys are on the floor. And but there's a little nuance to that too. But it's like they both help. But that's probably the points allowed because that really we call it confront the brutal facts and here's who's helping, who's not. And there's certain things we'll grade A through F. Like if you're under I think under 10 points per 40 minutes, that's an A. I want to say I should know these things, but. Maybe it's 8 or less and that stuff. So we did it. I did it with Randy Bennett too when we were at St. Mary's. So trust me, it's old hat. But,
sure.
But I kind of look at the 5-man lineups and I tell you like who do we guard best on the floor.
To what degree is that peek behind the curtain truly like proprietary? Like that's a Kyle Smith, maybe Randy Bennett. Like how much do you not want to divulge?
I've kind of conceded on that because I just think it's too hard for anyone just to pick up and do. Some people have, and maybe actually it is kind of hurting us a little bit because. I think, what's my guy, Ryan? The guy that's at VCU now.
Oh, gosh. Odom.
So it's like now it's like there's been enough people. When John went to Johns Hopkins, he worked with some guys that ended up on Odom's staff that went to Utah State.
Spreading around.
Yeah, so I was like, and he's like loves it. And they were awesome. I'm like, well, I need to sit down with him and like.
What are you guys doing? What's your.
What are you doing? And then the worst part, now hopefully one of the guys on the Utah State staff's at UW.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
interesting.
When they're no longer in our league. So.
Interesting, right.
But and I was like, they're trying to play man-to-man, trying to do some things.
Interesting. Do you know Ryan Odom's dad?
Dave, yeah. No,
Dave,
I know of him, but I don't really know him. No.
He's wonderful.
Yeah, I know. And I know his other brother, Lane. I think Lane.
I don't know Lane. Yeah. I know Coach. Yeah,
he's a pretty classy guy.
Oh, the best. The best.
Yeah.
Did some conference tourney stuff with him. He's wonderful.
Yeah.
And probably the best coach in the history of South Carolina and Wake Forest. Skip Prosser, rest in peace.
No
really,
question.
Really sad. So
no question. He's a coach's coach. Everyone loves Skip.
Everyone loves Skip. Everybody loves Skip. That was so tragic. That was really, really sad.
No.
Okay, hard pivot here. We'll go back to some social media questions. Jennifer Delzer, who are your best passers, and how do you practice situational passing?
Kamani's our best passer.
Right? That's consistent.
No, he is. Yeah. He's got great vision. He sees everything. That's and if he shot and scored better, that would set up his passing more. But I'm bummed out. I went away from him in that second half because he made 2 great passes out of the post. He hit Ruben for a dunk, I think, and he hit Jalen for a 3. Or I might be confusing that, but he definitely is. And what we do? We do a lot of spacing stuff that we drive and kick and stuff, and with dummy defense on there, and just try to do that. But I don't know exactly the answer. We have one drill we call blood, which we haven't done as much this year, that where you really have to make a lot of decisions as a guard. And so you're making reads and quick decisions, and that we did that a lot at St. Mary's, and they seem to do really well with that. So I might Good question, Jennifer. I got to bring it back.
This Twitter handle is this is Kyle Smith Enjoyer.
I love this guy.
Yeah, it's great.
Gal, whoever it
is. I think it's a guy. Well, who knows? If he had to do it all over again, would you have called a timeout the moment Cal switched to zone? I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, maybe. I'm more disappointed when we went up 7 with 2 minutes. I normally take that timeout, and I should have. I normally do. I did it against Arizona when we went up 4 when Miles had the shot just to settle ourselves down, get a rest. And that's when because we had 2 left. There was one. Madsen and I called the timeout at the same time.
He beat you to it.
Yeah, he beat me to it. So I knew we had 2, and I normally do that. And I don't like to be caught with none, but sometimes none's okay. But and we got one. Yeah, we were a little disorganized in general. We were just kind of reeling, and I didn't want to use my last one. We did to get the shot for Miles, but I don't want to. That momentum was. I usually use the timeouts just to stop the momentum.
Which is a Jamie Dixon thing. Also, the reverse. You feel like the run's over.
Yeah.
Right? All right, we've got a 9-0 run. We don't think we're going to go 11. We're going to call it. We're going to time out ourselves.
It's just like when we went up 4 against Arizona. I just know we're going to be. You tend to be in a home crowd. You tend to be excited, and they're so fast. They're going to run the ball to the floor. You're going to give up a quick 2 or a quick thing. You're like, well, that didn't. That 4 seconds, and we're back where we were. So. And then, ironically, that's when they banked the 3 in after the.
Oh, is that right?
I think so. But we got the ball, and we had no timeouts after that. So that's what it affected the Cal game a little. So it's like, gosh, dang, we had no timeouts. So when we got pressed, we had to get it in. Luckily, we got a Jalen, called the foul, made the free throws, whatever. And but the Cal game, that's where I was like up 7, 2 minutes to go, set our D. But we get, just 3-point. You can't give up threes. You can't give up 3-point plays. The game will get back to that, and we just couldn't. We just were a little gassed.
Coors Light Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill, proud partner of Cougar Athletics. Celebrate responsibly. Isaiah Watts fan asks, which player has made the biggest strides so far this year?
You know what? The obvious one is, there's several. I mean, Miles, even though he's been playing a lot, he's made big strides. Jalen has made big strides. Isaac from the start of the league has made big strides, and then Isaiah's coming on. He's kind of only been there, but I think just with Miles' responsibility and everything, and he's probably made the. Oh, I know he has. I mean, I don't think we started our first scrimmage.
Is that right?
Yeah, he didn't earn it yet. He didn't, and then he had like 20 in that game, and he's just. And we really weren't ready just to play him full time to the point because you have this, and just trying to limit his expectation, just trying to ease him into it because he was trying to take it on all at once, and it was, he's struggling. He's had 2 years off, but now we kind of slowed him down, and now he's just kind of he's getting obviously very confident there.
Yeah, he's been fantastic.
Yeah,
he's been really good. Loyal Cougar and Maverick fan. During TV broadcasts, commentators have noted that some Coug players are drawing the attention of NBA scouts. What does that process look like? Do they attend practices and games? I think he means, do the scouts attend practices and games? They definitely attend games.
Yeah, there's a few diehards that make it all the way to Pullman. There's been a few.
There's a guy that I met 15 years ago who was scouting for the Magic.
Yeah.
And I saw him in Pullman, and I was filling in for Virginia Tech. I was a young pup. And actually, they lost to USC Upstate to a guy who's still in the league. Great. It was great.
Yeah.
He was there for the USC Upstate guy.
Okay.
I think he's on the Suns, 6'7".
Torrey Craig?
Yeah. Wow, there you go. Torrey Craig. So Torrey Craig's there. I think USC Upstate beats Virginia Tech. He's there for him. Hadn't seen him in 15 years. I don't remember his name. Yeah. I saw him in Pullman. He's there for Muhammad last year.
Yeah.
And I went to Bill Stevens. I said, there's a guy here who I know. He said he would pack, when the season would start, he would pack four rollers.
Yeah. He would throw one out as he went.
He would never go home.
Oh, geez.
He would hand 5-month dated rent checks to his landlord.
Oh my gosh.
He'd say, I have no idea when I'm coming home. I'm an NBA scout, and I'm just booking flights on the road.
It's the miserable life.
Unbelievable, these guys.
There's one job worse. Not that they enjoy that.
He loves it. He loves it. He loved it. Yeah.
The advanced scout in the NBA is the worst job. Loneliest job. You're scouting teams ahead of time, so you're by yourself. You're on the road. You can't. They don't even. They're for they don't even know what hotel room they're in. You know what I mean? Like
you would say you'd forget what city he's in.
Yeah, what city. You wake up, you don't know.
Yeah.
And I was like, and that's usually the job they give you before they move you on the bench or whatever. Like, how bad does he want it?
Right. Oh,
how bad does he want it?
That's hard.
I remember Mike Brown was doing it.
Was he?
And this before he was obviously head coach. He went to a game, I can't remember, and he said, "All right, hold on, I got to write up the scouting report." And I'm like, it's like a 15-page thing.
Yeah.
And I go, do you think they're going to read that? And he's like, no.
But he's got to do it.
But he had to do it. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to read certain, but
sure.
These players are playing 82 games.
Yeah.
They're not going over 15 pages of notes.
Also, it's Jokic. Like,
it's like, no.
That's the other crazy part about the NBA. It's 15-page scout. It's Jason Tatum. Like,
yeah, we got how we guard him.
Yeah, it's hard.
We can't guard him anyway.
Right.
What are we going to do?
Do you hear what Popovich said about Embiid last night?
Oh, my gosh.
He was asked, what would you do against Embiid? And he swears, so I'm not going to say it exactly. But he goes, I could give you some nonsense.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No,
I don't know. Yeah.
That one's a toughie, baby.
Yeah. He's so big.
He's so big.
Yeah.
And he can pass.
Yeah. And
I
so
forget the
smooth.
scoring, but if you can't pass, you got a chance.
Right. You just kind of get on.
Well, I mean, you could double him.
Right.
And he can't get it out of there or something.
Right.
But double it, throw it to a guy. No, he's good. To say the least.
It's brought to you by McDonald's. Order ahead the McDonald's app to save time and score 20 chicken McNuggets and 2 medium fries for only $10.99 every Coug game day. We're up against a break. We've got some more questions for you. Of course, we have trivia. We'll take a break, come back here live at Zeppo's Talking Ball with Coach Smith. Nice turnout.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill.
2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. Sirius XM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On Pac-12 Radio, there is complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of Sirius XM free. Subscribe now. See offer details at SiriusXM.com/Pac-12 Sports.
You're listening to Cougar Basketball on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
With the WSU debit card from Giza, it's hard to tell who's supporting who. When the Coug fans use their WSU card, they show off their Coug pride, and donations are made back to Cougar Athletics. But the card supports the Coug fan with big savings by helping them earn 7% APY with Smart Plus checking. So does the card support the Coug fan, or does the Coug fan support the card? It doesn't matter. All that matters is that the WSU card supports Cougar Athletics and your wallet at the same time. Get your WSU card at Giza.com. Checking account transaction requirements, terms and conditions apply. Checking account annual percent yields range from 0.01 to 7% depending on balance. Minimum balance to obtain APY ranges from $0 to $5,000.
Hampton Inn Pullman is just a short drive from the WSU campus. Centrally located to restaurants and shopping, they've got you covered for all your lodging needs. With their spacious rooms, famous Hampton waffles, a cozy outdoor patio, a gift shop for all your Cougar gear needs, and the friendliest staff in town to make you feel right at home. Visit HamptonByHilton.com to reserve a room for your next trip to the Palouse. Coug owned and Coug managed. It matters where you stay. Hampton Inn Pullman, Hilton for the stay.
Have a question for Coach Smith? Send a tweet with your thoughts to Matt Chazanow using the handle @M_Chaz. That's M_CHAZ. Now, back to Zeppo's.
All right, we're back here live at Zeppo's. We are talking ball with Coach Smith. We've got a comment here from our guy Tom, always in attendance. Great to see Tom. Go Cougs, awesome win since we last saw you. Did the relative scoring ease against Stanford make it harder to manufacture offense against Cal?
It may be. They were just really physical with us, and it bothered us early. And like I said, their game plan was pretty good, and I just could tell they came off a tough loss, and teams are going to respond one of two ways. And I anticipated Coach Madsen's team to be they'd rally up, and they were just really on point, and really physical, and bothered us early. And then we just had to gut it out defensively. But I would different way, but like. Cal's not great defensively.
Right.
That bummed me out. But
Yeah.
they were good. They did a good job.
Credit to him. All right.
Well, you know what Cone bothered. I told Miles, get used to it. There were no catching him, pressing him in the backcourt.
He was like hugging him.
Yeah,
up the court.
And that's going to be something you have to. That's all part. Like I said, all the things you have to go through as becoming a good player.
ACC recruit, Virginia Tech kid, great athlete.
Oh, he's good.
Cone. He's a really nice player.
He's strong, explosive.
Yeah,
little, but
really shoot it.
Yeah, he can shoot it. But that's again.
Yeah,
we were just talking about like he's probably 185 pounds, 5'11".
Right, he's big, strong.
Yeah,
kid.
they're just that's what the high major guys are. They're usually
fullbacks.
Yes, he looks like a corner.
Yeah, he does. He does. He looks like a corner. All right, Luke, you got music for trivia? Should we fire it up? What do you say? What do you say? Shall we? Now, mind you, this is from what would have been last week's show.
Okay. We're going back. Does it mean we're doing 2 rounds today? Or
we'll just do one.
All right.
We just do.
You're really proud of what you had ready for last.
I had it ready, so I say. And Prenny does great graphics.
Oh, jeez.
Our man behind the camera, so he was ready to rock and roll. So it was like, you know what? Let's work smarter, not harder here. Right?
I got you.
Question number 1. When is the last time Washington State University beat top 10 teams back-to-back years?
2008.
Close. That's close. Give me that. Yeah. 06-07.
Darn it.
Is the last time. And that was 10th ranked UW in 06 and then 7th ranked Arizona in 07.
That's pretty good.
And, of course, the Cougs have done that this year with
great.
top 10 wins back-to-back years, which is fantastic. Okay, question number 2. We're going back to the Galen Center.
Gotcha.
When is the last time Washington State beat USC back-to-back years?
2008.
Close, but incorrect.
I got my
2011
answer.
and 12.
I got my bad answer.
It had been about a decade. It had been a little over that, actually.
2008, Tony was still here, right?
He was.
Yeah, right.
He was, yeah. Which is that's a good.
That's just going in that realm.
Generally,
a lot of wins there.
Well, it's been Don Collins or Craig Elo, so it's either 81 or 83.
Yep.
And then it's 94. Right, Benny Seltzer, Sampson, and then or it's Tony. General, almost always. Right.
I try to hit those windows.
Yeah. Or there was a beauty.
Jack
shoot.
Friel?
Well, no, you ripped off a Fred Bowler. I got to remember this now. It was post game with Elo. It was like had happened 3 times ever. The first one was 1912. Or whatever it was, like way back. Like that's awesome.
I've got a trivia question for you.
I'll do my best. I make no promises.
There will be 4 Hall of Fame coaches that have coached basketball here. They're not all in. Who?
Well, wait a minute now. Like head coaches.
Head coaches.
Okay.
In Springfield, there will be some. Who will they be?
Tony Bennett.
Yep.
Kelvin Sampson.
Yep.
George Raveling.
Yep.
Kyle Smith.
No.
Kyle Smith.
No, there's one more. There's one more.
Yeah.
There's one more that's in. What do they all have in common? Those 3. They've all been to the tournament.
They've all been to the
Jack Friel counts. He's not in the Hall of Fame. But there's one more that's in Springfield that coached here. They couldn't make an NCAA tournament.
Oh, we talked about this. Wait, is it Marv?
Yeah.
Yeah, Marv Harshman. Yeah.
So that's very good. He's in the Hall of Fame, but yet he couldn't get the tournament here. So we're gonna make some history. Let's go.
I like my answer more than Marv Harshman. Yeah, that's a better.
I like it.
That's a better answer.
I like it. Is there a Pullman Hall of Fame?
Probably. I don't know. I couldn't.
Moscow. Probably there is the horses.
The Appaloosa Horse Museum. I've never been in there.
I'm gonna have to
we should go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we absolutely should do
What
that.
is an Appaloosa exactly?
It's a horse museum. I don't know. I can't. Maybe it has nothing to do. Appaloosa. I don't know. Maybe
is that right?
Yeah. Tom says nodding his head. Hey. Question number 3.
Were they natives? Is that what the natives were?
I believe so.
Yeah, okay.
I believe so. Yeah. Okay, which Cougar basketball player? This is an easy one. Which Cougar basketball player was just named at the time National Player of the Week by the Naismith Award Group?
I think that was Isaac Jones.
That was Isaac Jones, correct. Ring it up. Back-to-back 20-point, 10 rebound, double-doubles. Fantastic.
That's great.
He had a great week. Okay, now, this is not basketball related.
All right.
But it is local.
UFOs?
No. I keep neglecting that, but I don't know how to ask a UFO. Well,
you're the guy that's into UFOs.
I mean, within reason. Okay. There is a dried-up glacial waterfall an hour north of Spokane called Dry Falls. It is in Grant County, Washington. Multiple choice. When it flowed, it was A, 5 times the width of Niagara Falls and 10 times the flow of all current rivers in the world combined. B, half the size of Niagara Falls and created a river the size of the Nile. Or C, a small forgettable trickle.
C.
Incorrect. It is A.
That's amazing.
How about that?
That's crazy.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, that's
I got pictures.
Ice Age stuff.
It's so awesome. Yeah, it was what created the Palouse. It was when
that makes sense.
It was when the glacial dam burst, if you will, and brought all the sediment that has now created this just amazing breadbasket of the world.
That is crazy.
So awesome. It really is crazy. It's really cool to see. You can hike in it, too. It was awesome. Okay, question number 5.
Yeah, ready.
This Coug is credited as a co-founder of the NBA Summer League.
Albert Hall.
How about that? Isn't that really cool?
Yes.
Albert Hall, who was at the USC game.
Yes, it did. We brought him to the locker room after the win. I've known Albert for, 30 years.
Really?
Yeah, he used to work with the Friends of Hoop with George Karl out of Seattle.
Oh, that's fun.
And he was really excited when he got the job here. And his family, they do the RV bit. They come football. They're all in. They're true Cougs.
It's awesome. I'd never met him, so it was really, really fun to meet him. And he was with an intern who was Craig Sager's daughter.
Yep.
Craig Sager, who has a trivia nugget. Again, rest in peace. I heard he was a wonderful man.
Yeah.
I never had a chance to meet him. Fun fact, Craig Sager was a sideline reporter once for Cougar football.
Nice.
In Pullman.
Nice.
Is that not great?
That is great.
I just hope he was wearing one of those great suits.
No question.
But
the
Turner,
Madras suit.
Isn't that great?
Plaid Madras.
Yeah. So it was really fun. And here's the real full circle deal. Because Turner's in Atlanta and every NBA player knows Craig Sager, when Elo was on the Hawks, he had met her. She was in, diapers.
Oh, my gosh.
And he goes, I know you. I met you 20 years ago or whatever. 17 years ago. So it was really, really fun. All right, we'll take a break. Come back. We're live here at Zeppo's Talking Ball with Coach Smith. It's the Mountain School. It's coming our way.
Fubo is the official streaming platform of Washington State Athletics. With Fubo, you can watch every Pac-12 game, plus more college and pro sports, shows, movies, and news on over 350 live TV channels. Stream it live on your TV, phone, and other devices. No cable required. The best part? You can try Fubo free. There's no contract or commitment. To start watching, just go to FuboTV.com. That's FuboTV.com.
A lot goes into Washington State athletes reaching peak performance for game day, including the right nutrition. At Wilbur Ellis, we know that healthy crop performance requires the same attention to nutrition as an athlete. That's why we use benchmark data points to maximize crop productivity through nutrient efficiency. For 100 years, family-owned Wilbur Ellis has been partnering with Washington's farmers to grow healthier crops. That is the winning ag experience for Cougar Nation, locally provided by Wilbur Ellis.
This is the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
This Cougar football tailgating moment is brought to you by Canoe Ridge Vineyards, proud partner of Washington State University Athletics. Smart Cougar tailgaters know to pair award-winning Canoe Ridge wines with a crowd-pleasing pregame meal. Your mealtime roster will score big points with Canoe Ridge wines backing it up. Canoe Ridge Vineyards, representing the best of award-winning Washington wines with more than 85 critical scores of 90-plus points. Visit them at their Walla Walla tasting room or at canoeridgevineyard.com. Go Cougs!
SeatGeek's the ticketing app for fans like the sideline shot caller.
Come on, boys, pick up the pace!
SeatGeek got him a great deal on seats right near the action, so when he yells,
"What are you doing? Block him!"
he can be absolutely sure the players heard him. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
This is the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield. U.S. Bank. Life keeps moving. We're here for every step.
Back at it live here. We're talking ball with Coach Smith. We've got ourselves two teams to preview still. For a 7 o'clock tip tomorrow night, we'll go with Utah first. Okay. Colorado coming up Saturday. Of course, Coug fans are familiar with this year's version of the Utes. It was a 6-point Coug lead at the half in Salt Lake City, after the half in Salt Lake City. And then Gabe Madsen went wild. He scored 20 second-half points. They don't, or haven't at least, had Raleigh Wooster or Lawson Lovering. So they haven't had some rim protection. They haven't had their point guard. But Davon Smith almost had a triple-double last game and is one of the best guards in the league.
Yeah, he had a triple-double before that, or whatever. So, no, they're just different. It's a little different look. Davon Smith, what a great addition for him. They benefited from the 3-time transfer rule. This is his third school and wasn't supposed to be eligible, so what a break.
Hey, here you go. Yeah, that was a late-breaking news.
No, they're going to play more through his ability to penetrate and pass and that stuff, which – Wooster was very good that way too, but Wooster did more like throw ahead, and they play through the post a little more, and Wooster will go and post you a little bit. They're so a little different, but really high-powered. And actually, without Lovering, they're going to play Brandon or whichever, the other Carlson.
Ben,
and that gives them another shooter out there, so it's a little trickier cover. So, and Ben's pretty good, so I don't know if they're losing that much with going Ben Carlson for Lovering, in my opinion.
He had a big game against the Ducks. He hit a bunch of threes.
Oh, he was great.
4 or 5.
Yeah, he was great. Yeah, and that was their last game. So I watched. That's what I said. The rim protection's great, but Carlson can cover up the rim too. The other Brendan. So and Kata can too. So they're as I say, they might be trading out. They might have stumbled into something by accident.
They get a lot quick. I mean, Smith's lightning quick, and so he has to play more minutes. And Wooster's also a triple-double threat.
No,
that's interesting.
They're really good.
Yeah,
and we thought when we played the first time that Caden's crazy. He only plays. He gets 10 points a game in 15 minutes. That's insane.
Like all dunks.
He's a monster on the glass.
So I haven't done the prep yet. What's his shooting percentage today?
I'm sure it's like 65.
When we played him, it was 75. When we played him, he had made 14 of 15 shots at over 3 games.
Yeah, no. I'm sure it's good. Let me tell you this. It hasn't gone backwards. Or too much.
Yeah, it's incredible. He's shooting 65%.
Yeah, that's about right.
There's no threes attempted.
No.
He's made 71 of 109 shots this year.
Yeah, no. They are 1 foot net. He's got what we call elbow range.
Right.
His elbow's in the rim.
His elbow's in Yeah, he's a great athlete. 6'8". Maybe generously listed 6'8" or a real 6. Maybe 6'7".
I can't tell. He's so wide and he might have no neck. But the one I don't remember. They called the foul and he blocked a shot last game up at their place.
When we played there?
Do you remember that? It was like a volleyball spike.
Oh, yeah.
His head was like at the rim. He literally hammered Miles' ball down. I was like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how. That's it. Height doesn't matter when you can. He's pretty good.
He's from Mali, which is also where where Balo's from. Yeah. Yep. You don't hear as much Mali. You hear a lot of Nigeria basketball.
You know that there's the Senegalese and Mali down there a little bit. There's a couple other. We were actually recruiting a guy from Mali. So
okay, there you go.
We know our Africans. This one's a good one.
Yeah, he really is. And we'll take a break, come back. We'll finish it up. We're going to preview, not to get ahead of Utah, but Colorado's coming up on Saturday. It's the Cougs with the Mountain Schools returning here to Beasley Coliseum.
Now, I like my fantasy league and all, but it won't let me bet the spread on game day. So once my lineup's set, I head straight to Turf Club Sportsbook in Northern Quest for real sports betting and wall-to-wall HD TVs right off the casino floor. Heck, I can even place bets from my phone while I'm there with their new mobile app. That's another thing my fantasy league can't do. Turf Club Sportsbook, the ultimate game changer, only in Northern Quest.
If you've got the right tools and the friendly people at U.S. Bank in your corner, making smarter money choices is a piece of cake. If only our tools and helpful advisors could have helped you avoid some of those not-so-smart choices in life. Like that time you tried to pick up unicycling.
Whoa, coming through! Yeah.
Or when you thought it'd be okay to pet that squirrel in the park.
Good squirrel, good squirrel.
While we can't help you with all that, we can help you bank smartly at usbank.com/smarter together. Member FDIC.
This is the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill.
2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly. There is a local ranch just outside of Boise, Idaho, that has masterfully bred Japanese Wagyu cattle with American Angus cattle. Now this American-style Wagyu beef is available to you and your family. Rosars presents Snake River American-style Wagyu beef. Snake River Farms beef is famously found in many exclusive 5-star steak restaurants. Snake River Farms, available at your local neighborhood Rosars.
Welcome back to the show. Time now to look ahead at this week's game with the Coors Light Opponent Preview. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment made to chill.
Back here live, we're talking ball with Coach Smith as it's the Cougs taking on the Utes and then the Buffs. This is the final segment of the show. And look, Colorado has had a really good year. We only got a minute.
Oh, good.
Super talented.
Very, very. And we didn't see
Cody Williams. We didn't see De Silva.
Yeah. No. They we're talking about today. They might have the best starting five in the league.
I don't want to say the country, but it's got to be one of them.
It's up there.
It's got to be.
Their talents, Simpson, De Silva, and then Lampkin is the piece that really just ties them together. Such a good passer, really an upgrade over Lovering.
For what they need, maybe at least.
He's good enough defender.
Yeah. Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Jared Pranguber, our man behind the camera. Jerry Kylo getting us on the air. Luke Hallen back in studios. It's so good to see everybody here live at Zeppo's. 6:30 airtime, 7 o'clock tip tomorrow. Cougs and Utes.